Hey everybody, Helios MK2V2 speaking, and also speaking like Rome Mithril. Oh. But that's neither here nor now. No. The here and now is actually what's right in front of you. Who? Microsoft being a bloody past history now, or at least, well, not Microsoft itself, more so theirs, well, more like their online site. And of course, again, the problem is right in front of you. New. Outlook.com is not in our system. Make sure you typed your email address correctly. It usually looks like blah 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 at Zampo.com or whatever, whatnot. You see it. The reason this is a problem, well, there's multiple parts to it. You see, I am trying to get to create a fanfiction. Pardon the zoom in there, but I am actually currently working on or at least trying to work on a crossover fanfiction of Naruto/Naruto Shippuden and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. He's inspired by, with the inspiration behind it being mostly another similar one, that be, I think it was called Red Ribbon. I don't know, something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, there was another good Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds and a Naruto/Naruto Shippuden crossover fanfiction that I've read in the past. That inspired me to try making my own. And of course, it was pretty smooth sailing. We're actually up to 2 chapters. Well, 2 official chapters. As like Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, etc. But of course, on this, here's for those of you who can't prologues, then we're up to actually 3 chapters. Here's with the fanfic's official title being The Signer of Stealth. Yeah, I came up with that myself. But like I said, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good while, and and we're up to 3 chapters if we're counting prologues, but that was pretty smooth sailing. Well, other than a few annoying bits and whatnot, but yeah, that's just minor nitpicking. And today, I decided, and you know what, I might as well get back to working on that fanfiction and actually get to work on even at least starting Chapter 3. Which will be somewhat based off of the first, well, not the, no, actually no, that was Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is based off of the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Of course, the prologue and the in Chapter 1 take place before the official events of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Chapter 3 would be more so based around Episode 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. He's Season 1, Episode 2. From there, where Yusei deals with Mr. Bugsy. With that epic domino effect combo. So yeah, I decided that I should probably, hey, might as well get back to that and work on chapter 3. Hey, but then I tried going into it and start working on it. Of course, there were these notifications that said I have to log in to you and to whom even edit, even make changes. But while I was working on chapter 2, I got a similar exactly the same notification, and of course it was my account. Here's I didn't have to worry about it at the time, but so this time I just assumed, hey, better ignore it this time, otherwise it's gonna waste all my time. But when I tried making edits to at least part of chapter 2, I couldn't for some reason. So yeah, this is actually a bit of an update video, my very first actually. It's nothing unlike video projects or whatnot, at least not for now. You might get an update video later on in progress on certain projects for the channel, but I just can't bring myself to do that right now. It might come later, because right now I'm just too focused on the issues I'm having with Microsoft in general. My Microsoft account, that is. The thing is, so yeah, I tried making at least a few minor changes to chapter 2, or at least part of it, but I was not able to. So I decided, okay, I'll actually try paying heed to the notification of, hey, log in so you can edit this. Yes, but of course, trying to do it straight from Microsoft Word on my iPad here, it's just taking way too long. So, I tried to go here to the Microsoft account site to try to log in there. At first, it's somewhat smooth sailing. But then comes a notification that things have changed, that a few changes have occurred. But of course, I didn't. Yeah, that's more so for lawyers to deal with. Yeah. But from there, so from there, I'm oddly returned to this screen, just without the red text up there. That's not like. It's not that. Yeah, right at the top. Yeah, what the red text I'm talking about is, of course, what's right there. Here above, where you type it in your account address or address and password. But here. So I tried to log in from there, and so I tried logging in from there. And after that, different methods, and not capitalizing my first name and whatnot. For the address part. But then it just kept popping up like this. Yes, as you see here, Outlook, you're saying Outlook.com isn't in our system. Which is bloody dumb, because I know it is. Because I just know it is. Is the reason, and it's even more confusing because I technically am already logged into my Microsoft account, according to my Word. It's just weird. Yeah, it's just really weird. The account I use is my personal one. And I'm not saying my account not outright or its password. Just know that it is, as you see here, Outlook.com. This is a bit of a... So, it is my personal one, yes, but I also use my personal account as a bit of a work account. So I can work on that fanfiction over on Word. But now I'm just literally between a rock and a hard place. I do highly enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! and of course Naruto and the Naruto Shippuden. And of course Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is amongst my favorite of the Yu-Gi-Oh! seasons, and so to speak. Equal Yu-Gi-Oh! variants. And introducing what is essentially my favorite hit of the summoning method, synchro summoning. Not to say that I don't like fusion summoning or Xe summoning or even pendulum summoning. And I might be able to get into the upcoming Link summoning. I'm just not sure how that's gonna work is all. Anyway. So yeah, this is causing a bit of an issue to the issue. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to work further on it without transferring to my dad's computer here. But the problem with that is that I already did that a long time in the past. That's like a long time ago. So with another crossover fanfiction inspired by another similar one like it. Just like what's going on right now. Except this one I was working on more so at school. In the past. When I first started it. But graduation and stuff like that. Stuff happened. And yeah, let's just say that stuff happened, and I eventually had to transfer the document over to my dad's computer. So that from there, once I got my own computer, he could transfer it from his to mine, and I could continue to work on it from there. The problem? It never happened. And he just completely outright never did that again. So I never heard from it again. It was starting to look like a pretty good one too. It was a crossover fanfiction between Sonic / Sonic X, believe it or not, and of course Bakugan. With one of the main characters being Amy Rose. From there, though, I never heard. I just never heard from it again. And I just know that it's still on my dad's computer. I just haven't been able to look at it again. And at least not on my own computer. Especially since my own is kind of down right now due to some issues. But then, sometime last year or something like that, I read a crossover fanfiction of Naruto / Naruto Shippuden and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. It was actually pretty good. And although there were some things that just didn't sit right with me. Like, for example, it was clear that Sakura loved to duel, but then out of nowhere, in the middle of the same chapter that introduced us to Sakura's love for dueling, it's clear that in that same chapter, just for some reason, out of nowhere, I don't know why, but the creator of the fanfic just for some reason had Sakura do a major turnaround. Like, I do not want to duel anymore. which makes no sense. It's just literally made no sense to me. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good fanfiction in spite of that, but it just didn't sit right with me that Sakura would just just for any reason and out of nowhere outright give up dueling. And even though it was dueling that caused her to run away in the first place. So that that inspired me to try making my own fanfiction, The Signer of Stealth. And but now I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to work on it anymore. Work on The Signer of Stealth anymore. And I do not want to deal on what happened to my Sonic/Sonic X and Bakugan. Sonic and Sonic and/Sonic X and Bakugan crossover fanfiction. What happened to that when it got transferred to my dad? Again, got transferred to my dad's computer. The world never heard of it again. And I do not want that to happen to this one. Because Sakura is just... I just care too much about Sakura for that to happen. And even at that, it seems the Microsoft online site is kind of ensuring that I still have at least something similar happen. And I swear, and it's just kind of a shame. And it really hurts a lot to not be able to work on this fanfiction. I really did not wanna. And I'd stop. Sometimes I had to because, going back to school and whatnot, and had other things keeping me busy. Like, for example, Pokemon on the Sun and Moon versions. Actually really good. But, yeah, I'm not sure if I'll actually be able to work on them. Work on that fanfiction. It's just... And because I can't log in to be able to make edits. And it's through Word or through the site itself. Because apparently Outlook.com is no longer in their system. And I can't and my school account, involving Byron226 is apparently no longer existent somehow. And I do not have a true work account, and I do not want to waste time making another one. So, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. A really big one, actually. In spite of it not being related to YouTube and all. Well, and it was just, I was making it for the enjoyment of others. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to do right now. Because I tried to access your account a bit right down there, but that wasn't helping any more than well, who knows? It just was not helping. So, yeah, in spite of it not being related to quite yet related to the channel, this is a pretty big problem. I just don't know how to deal with this. So, if any of you who do have an idea, who do watch this, if any of you have an idea uh, on how to fix this, just tell me in the comments below, please. He's because yeah, I kind of need a bit of a good fix for this issue without having to get rid of any of the work that I have already gone down and whatnot, etc. Stuff like that, and with that, without having to start over, because that would take literal eternity. So yeah, I would definitely love to hear your ideas on how to fix this. So yeah, yeah, that's just kind of where things are with this fanfiction. And of course, I definitely would also love to hear straight from Microsoft themselves, as to whether or not they're going to fix this issue, because it kind of seems like, because I know it's definitely not their fault. It's just something. I just think it's something going on with their site or something like that. So until then, I guess that's it for this update. So hopefully I'll see you for the next one, and maybe not. And until then, Helios MK2 V2 signing out, and we'll catch you all later.